Hi guys, so I'm here with my presentation today to talk to you about SPF and how SPF helps with basically preventing skin damage and in particular skin cancer. So if you remember a few days ago I did a little voting on Instagram. It was basically to find out if you wear SPF or not, and you know, it's really important that you do, because it's one of the biggest things you can do to prevent premature aging. And who wants to age that quickly? None of us do, right? So there was something that was developed in 1975 by the Harvard School of Medicine by a group of dermatologists, and it's a scale which is called the Fitzpatrick scale. Now the scale is basically to tell us what type of skin type we are, and it goes from 1 to 6. So 1 is someone that is either blonde or red-haired, blue eyes, green eyes, and very fair pale white skin, freckles as well, and this person will never tan and will always burn. Okay, going to the other end of the spectrum, which is 5, which is 6. So these people are deeply pigmented and have brown to black skin, have minimal sensitivity to the sun, and never burn. Okay, so in between you've got fair and white skin, which is number 2, you've got light brown, which is number 3, you've got moderate brown, which is number 4, and you've got dark brown, which is 5 on the Fitzpatrick scale. Okay, so you can imagine from one end to the other end, the sun damage is the worst, and then it gets less. Okay, and it's number 6, which you know, although it's dark skin and there's more melanin which absorbs the sun, you still have to be extremely careful. All of these from 1 to 6, all of these skin types are at high risk. Okay, you need to be careful because as we know, in dark skin things are always diagnosed a lot later than in Caucasian skin. Okay, so what is melanin? Now melanin is a substance that's produced by melanocytes in our skin. Melanocytes are cells that produce pigmentation, which is melanin. Melanin absorbs the sun rays. The more you're out in the sun, the more your melanocytes, the cells, have to produce melanin, because it absorbs the sun. So your skin's saying, oh my god, I can't handle this, pumping out the melanin. The tanner, the darker you get, basically, and you are actually, your sun's actually screaming for, your skin is actually screaming for help. Get me out the sun, put something on, please help. Okay, so it's super important that you understand the chemistry of why we tan. We tan because of our skin responding to the sun and saying, oh my god, get me out of here. So ultraviolet light, so ultraviolet radiation, there's 3 types. There's UVA, UVB, UVC. Now UVA has long wavelengths, so this can penetrate anything, basically your clothes, glass, and skin. Okay, it damages your DNA and which is really bad, premature aging. Then there's UVB. UVB has shorter rays and is somewhat filtered out by the clouds and you know, by the clothing we wear, and you know, sun protection. Just remember, although a tan looks great, your skin is still telling you that the damage is being caused. So then moving on to UVC. UVC basically does not even penetrate the Earth's atmosphere, so we needn't worry, but I still need to research a little bit on that. So moving on to SPF. Now SPF is basically sunburn protection factor. That's what it stands for. So although SPF is more accurately the sunburn protection factor, it basically shows the level of protection against UVB and not against UVA. Okay, so remember the difference between the two. Now it's between 6 and 50. Okay, the different types of sunscreens you can buy. So you can buy, so for example, over here I have this, which is a 10, and then I have this, which is a 30. Okay, these are just examples I'm showing you. And then these last 3 are all 50. So you've got the Ultra Sun, okay, And then there's Agatha, which I use on my face. That's why it always looks so glowy. And then there's this, which I love, and this is La Roche-Posay, and this is the one that I use on my body. Okay, there's so many different lotions out there, and I use these for a reason. Well, I use the Agatha on my face and I use La Roche-Posay on my body. So the other thing is, let's talk about dark skin. So is dark skin at a lesser risk? Like I said, all skin types are at a risk, and it's a fact that skin cancer affects people of all colors, including those from Africa, Asia, Latino, Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, and Native American. So simply put, if you have skin, you can develop basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma, or melanoma. And just to give you a quick story, I did actually help a patient back in, I don't know, it was probably 2010 or 11 or something like that, when I worked in Connecticut in Westport, and I did recommend that he see a dermatologist. He had a lesion on his face. He didn't go the first time. Second time he went, and he did actually have a form of cancer on his face, so they removed it, and he really thanked me. So as a clinician, or any clinicians out there who work in dentistry or in the beauty industry, estheticians are responsible for actually picking up on these things and making sure the patient actually gets to a dermatologist. Okay, moving on. So I'm talking about dark skin. It's important because I feel like people of dark skin feel like it's not important to wear sun factor, but it actually is. Okay, now a quick fact, Bob Marley, who we all love, we love his music, I still love it, gave us the greatest joy and satisfaction. And basically he sadly died at the young tender age of 36 from a very rare form of skin cancer called acral lentiginous melanoma, which is a very rare form of cancer, and it basically occurs in people with darker skin tones. Yeah, so what I would like you to do is figure out, basically find out what type of skin type you have on the Fitzpatrick scale, which is really easily done. So you can just, if you just go to www.skincancer.org, and basically there's a test on there, and it's just so easy and simple, but you can find out what skin type you are, like I did. So like I said, I'm a skin type 4, although I did burn my skin in when I went to Thailand in 2001, because I wasn't really responsible with my skincare back then. So there's 2 types of SPFs you can buy. There's a inorganic or mineral SPF, and that's the one that completely blocks out sun rays. The sun rays will just bounce back off your skin. Those are the types that athletes wear, like cricketers. In the summer you'll see there's lots of white marks. Looks unattractive but works superbly. Secondly, there's an organic chemical SPF. Now these are nicer on the skin because they blend in, you don't get any streaking, and it feels better, it's absorbed by the skin, the problem is these are broken down by the sun relatively quickly and need reapplying at least every 30 minutes. Okay, so there's 2 types. So the one that I recommend is obviously the inorganic mineral SPF type. Okay, so SPFs and moisturizers, well, you do get SPFs and moisturizers. You know there's so many, and there's so many from bloody cheap to like super expensive, but don't waste your money. Just use an SPF on top of your moisturizer. Okay, like example, I know I keep on giving this a shout out, but I love it and it works fantastic, and I've noticed that my pigmentation has not got darker since I've been using this. Okay, Agatha is from South Korea, so, and South Koreans are very advanced in the skincare, and I actually believe in their skincare system and what they do out there, because they've got amazing skin. So look around you and just look at people's skin, and you'll know, definitely from where they are, what level of skincare they use and is available for them. Okay, so moisturizers with skincare do help somewhat, but they don't protect you against UVA, and if you remember, UVA is for aging. Okay, and we don't want that. So there's something else that's really important on your sunscreen. It's the letter P with a plus sign. Now the letter P with the plus sign is super duper important because this is what indicates what level of protection you have against UVA. So this was actually developed in Japan, and the type of research they did was they basically tested how long it takes for skin to tan on different people, and this kind of is called a persistent pigment darkening method. Okay, so it basically gives you a rating, okay, of different scores. So basically on your sunscreen, if there's a P with a plus, or plus 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 plus, it's it tells you how much level of UVA protection you have. Now my sunscreen, the two that I use, have a PA plus plus plus. There's 4 pluses on there, and basically on the La Roche-Posay there's also 4 pluses on this one, and this is also for sensitive skin. Okay, now PA means your sunscreen or cosmetic provides some protection against UVA rays. PA++ provides moderate protection, and PA+++ provides the best protection of the 3. Recent advancements have seen the introduction of PA+++++, which is what I use, and I love it. I still get a slight tan, you know, but it just makes me feel better from the inside knowing that I'm protecting my skin at the age of 46, because the older you get, the more, well, you know, you age, right? So there's it's very important that you actually look out for this, and I would not recommend that you use any sunscreen without the PA plus system on it. Okay, now there are quite a lot of countries that use this: UK, Germany, Australia, USA, Japan, South Korea, and France as well. So moving on. So very important, skin cancer. All right, there are more than 100,000 reported cases of skin cancer in the UK every year. We need to protect our young children. Children have the most exposure, like I said, you know, so you need to protect them at a very young age so they don't develop cancer later on in life. Now, what is the key difference between Caucasian and brown skin? So basically, the key character difference is that the skin has melanin packaging and processing, and melanin of all skin colors is called eumelanin, except for those with red hair and freckles who have pheomelanin, which is less well able to cope with UV radiation. So that's just a little bit more information for you. You know, for example, if you are of Mediterranean type skin, you will be a type 4 on the Fitzpatrick scale. You will tan easily, but you will need more ultraviolet to tan than lighter skins. So there's so much that we can talk about here. Now, there's something called the UV index, which is spoken about on the weather. Our terrible weather in the UK. It was raining, it stopped raining. This is where it looks like. Oops, where did it go? There we are. So this UV index basically tells us when to go out, when not to go out, and it is based upon a type 2 skin type on the Fitzpatrick scale, which burns easily and tans minimally. So just remember this. It's a scale from 0 to 11. 0 is low. Obviously 11 plus is a very extreme risk of you going out. So you can go out, but obviously you need to protect yourself, yeah? Now, we've talked about, you know, tanning, SPFs, and like I said, an example of a broad spectrum non-streaking daily SPF with a PA+++++ for your face, which you reapply every 2 hours, is something like upside down, something like this, okay? And then this actually has a lot of natural ingredients in it for those who don't like chemicals. And then an example of a daily SPF for your body for sensitive skin that meets all requirements is the wonderful French product La Roche-Posay, and this also is you know, broad spectrum and really good for the skin. So just to put it into conclusion, use a broad spectrum SPF with a with a PA of at least 3 or 4 pluses, okay? So this will protect you against both UVA and UVB, okay? You just don't want UVB protection. Apply SPF 20 minutes before going out. Apply all year round, not just in the summer, all year round, because the sun rays still come through the clouds during the fall or winter months, okay? Don't rely on moisturizers with SPF. Make sure you use a SPF in addition to your moisturizer, and make sure you avoid the sun between the hours of 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. if you can. When I say avoid, obviously it's difficult to completely avoid it, but make sure if you're protected, then you'll be fine, okay? But still, these are the strongest hours with the sun shining. And you must reapply your SPF every 2 to 3 hours. And when you're on the beach, you know, you can always wear like a nice wide brimmed hat, a floppy hat, which I love, and I think they just look great with the bikini. And for men, you know, men can wear caps as well to protect them from sunburn. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that you've learned something new, and just to realize that it's not just white Caucasian skin that burns, it's also dark skin that burns, you know. So you must look after yourselves and protect yourselves. And my next video will be on vitamin D and sun protection and vitamin D. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this and learned something new today, and I'll see you all later. Bye.